right, it's about that time. It is the pro tip of the day. So I am hemmed in here in this back lane under the power wires, and I'm adhering to all local regulations as far as limits of approach from the wires. Those top wires there, that's a 12.5 kV wire, so we are required to stay a minimum distance of 10 feet away from that wire at all times. As you can see here, I am about 13 to 15 feet away from that wire, so we're all good. The bottom wires, those are communication wires. The rule on those is no touch. So anyhow, our issue is we are pouring this foundation here. Foundation, as you can see. And we're going to wait about 45 minutes to an hour for our next load of concrete. So I don't really want to sit here with the boom full of concrete in the baking hot sun. I'm not a fan of just leaving the hopper full and taking a stroke every 10 minutes, because all you're doing is moving hot concrete 10 feet further down the pipeline. It doesn't all of a sudden make it new, fresh concrete again. So my options are, I could put a couple pieces of hose on, recirculate into the hopper. Don't really want to do that. Don't feel like doing that right now. The other option is I could pump out completely, suck back a soft round sponge, and pull it out of, let's see if I can show you here. Once I get this out of the way, pull it out of the prime port here. The sponge always sits right in the elbow under the prime port. I just take the cap off, pull the ball out. That's the other option. Don't want to do that. My easiest option, we'll call this Smart Lazy. Take some of my favorite product here, some of this delay set powder, Fritz-Pak stuff. Works well on relatively fresh concrete. If the concrete is really hot, this stuff isn't super effective. The other benefit though is that it's not so potent that it's going to kill the concrete and leave a soft spot in your walls or footings for weeks to come. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this in the hopper, just like so. About that much. Doesn't take a lot. And what I would do here, if my hopper was not full, I would A-frame the boom, let the last couple sections drain out, do a couple strokes back as to fill the hopper up, mix this stuff in with a decent amount of concrete so that when I pump out here, I'm going to see this stuff all the way out the end of the tip hose. So what I'm going to do, put my lid down here, I'm going to A-frame over the footings, I'm going to pump this all the way out, push this delayed concrete all the way through the boom, then I'll take a few strokes in reverse and suck back whatever's in the first couple sections, as such that my last 3 sections are empty, these 2 sections are empty, the only thing remaining full will just be the deck pipe, and it will be full of nicely delayed concrete. So I'll check back in here once I'm A-framed over the footing and about to pump out. Alright, so as you can see, we've pumped out into the footing there. We pumped the wet stuff all the way through, and we've got a boom position that is conducive as such that my last 3 sections have drained out. Now I'm going to put the pump in reverse at a decent pace. I'm going to suck back whatever's in those couple sections right back into the deck pipe and into the hopper. So we'll let this stroke back a good 7-8 times. Call that good. And always remember when you're doing this, keep mindful when you've got power lines close by. Don't get too caught up in what's going on at the end of the hose there, and forget about keeping your safe limit of approach back here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my hammer. I'm going to show you that that pipe is empty. I promise it's empty. I'm pretty sure I can promise it's empty. Let's see what we got. Empty. Full. Empty. So what we have achieved here is we now have only concrete in our deck pipe, and we should have a nice full-ish hopper of slop here. Look at that. That's not going anywhere. What I might do every few minutes is take a couple strokes in reverse just to keep this mixing, keep it agitating. But yeah, so now I'm sitting pretty here. Boom is fully empty. I can hang out, eat my lunch, do whatever I want. Even if that stuff in the deck pipe were to get hot, and I know it's not because of what it would have done to it here. When it's just a deck pipe full like that, you could push frickin' gravel through it. So, not literally gravel, but some pretty stiff concrete. Much, much better than stopping the pump with your entire boom full of concrete and all the elbows and everything else. So, I should mention, obviously it's the middle of August here. It's going to get really, really hot today. So I'm not too concerned about the delay set. If this were the middle of December and we had near freezing temperatures, I probably wouldn't use this method out of fear that the concrete might freeze overnight and we'd have big, big problems. So it is all situational. In a case such as the one I just mentioned, I probably would just pump out, suck the 1 round sponge back, pull it out, good to go. So anyhow, that is the pro tip of the day, or at least that's the way that I like to do it, and that's the way I've been doing it for a long time, and it has worked well for me with the concrete and the situations which we were often put in. All right, so here we go. It's been almost an hour and concrete is still mush, nice and sloppy. When we get pumping again here, I'll go down and check in on the stuff that I poured into the footing. We'll do a scientific experiment and see what we got. Just quickly gonna do a scientific experiment here. So this stuff had no retarder in it. That was the start of where we pumped out. Just had some water. And this stuff. We'll get you to sign away. Oh, you want it? You got warrants? Oh shit. Joking, we're just kidding, abort. So anyhow, when we start going here, there's a little bit of retarder in there still. We'll just skim it across the bottom of the footing because we're responsible placers. Yeah, we'll put it in the sun. Skim it across the bottom till we get in the good stuff and then top it up. Do you think it's plugged up in the pump? We sat for an hour. What do you think?
First day, second day. What do you got in there? Retarder?
Just a bit of delay powder. There's going to be some skeptics on the interweb that think it's going to be plugged. Oh yeah, feel that air coming through. No plugs, we're good. I always do that when I restart. Let's see what we got. See what comes out of the hose. Here it comes. It worked. Hopefully not too well, but it worked. Success. All right, before we roll out from site here, one last check-in. We're about 2 hours now from the time which we added the retarder to the concrete in the pump. So this was the stuff right here that didn't have retarder. And this is the stuff that did. It's taken a set, but as you can see, that's still pretty squishy. That was the tail end of it. There's where we were transitioning. But yeah. You can see the delay set works magnifique. So anyhow, highly recommended product. Like I said though, when the mud is already hot and already cooking, not super effective. When the mud is fresh and you just want to slow it down a little bit, great product. Does a fine job without completely killing the concrete. So, and that's what we like. Oh, and one last thing before we roll out of here. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Opera Styles. Over and out.